Welcome back to the channel. I don't know what happened to the footage that I recorded for this, and we're doing another intro. If you like what we're doing here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really helps the channel. The complaint we got was the brush wasn't spinning. So when we took the cover off, we noticed one of the belts was gone, completely missing. I don't know where it's at. And the other one was still on there, but it was super loose because the bearing had locked up on the pulley, and evidently it didn't just lock up one time. It locked up and it spun, and then it locked up and it spun. So the pulley looked like an octagon. It was going to be 3 or 4 weeks, and we couldn't wait that long to get the pulley. So I built it up with some aluminum welding and turned it down on the lathe. All right, we got this prepped, cleaned it up with a wire brush the best we could, and we took all our measurements, so when we take it over to the lathe, we'll be able to cut the grooves in the same spot, hopefully. And we got our antique Miller-Matic spool gun here, so we can try to weld this. And I think it sounds like the gas valve is leaking a little bit on our spool gun. So we're gonna see what happens here. Who knows? So, about an hour later, after taking my spool gun completely apart, it seems to not be leaking as bad now. Maybe it's still leaking a little bit. So I'm gonna see how far I can get welding on this. I did take the torch with a little MAP gas here and just kind of preheat the aluminum. You know, I'm not trying to get it super hot. I just kind of want to warm it up. It's pretty cold in the shop this morning. I mean, not super cold, but I just don't want to weld on it with it being that cold. Hopefully get better penetration. And this is new to me. This is only the second time I've used this antique spool gun. I'm liking the way that looks. I don't want to bore y'all to death, so I'm gonna do a little time lapse here. I got the pulley welded up. About 40 minutes of welding on this thing, and it looks terrible.
What did he say?
Never really welded aluminum before, but it does not look very pretty. But I'm gonna put it in the lathe and clean it up, and I might have to weld some more to get it the height I want it. Well, it's looking better. Okay, so I got it roughed out. There's, you know, some little spots there and here. So I'm gonna try to cut the groove in this thing. I got my parting tool on here. This is the only tooling I got to cut a groove. So I got it on, and I set up my dial indicator. Right now it's almost on 0. So at 0, that's where I'm gonna go in and start cutting this side of the groove. So I'm cutting 2 grooves in this pulley, and each groove is gonna be 1/2 inch wide. So I'm just gonna do 1 groove at a time. I think that's the easiest. I don't even remember what the OD is, but I'm going for 321 is what I'm shooting for on the inside dimension. I think it's close to 3.5 now, so I'm taking off about 1/4 inch, something like that. So let's see how it goes. So luckily I hadn't went too far. I was just thinking about this. I set this up to move 1/2 inch, but I didn't account for the width of my tool. So I'm gonna have wider than a 1/2 inch groove here. So I'm gonna recalculate what I'm doing here and see what I come up with. I don't know, it could be maybe a little wider, but best I could tell, that's about what it was. Yeah, I don't know. If I try to cut just a little bit more off the center to give it just a little more room in there, and that's got just a little bit. Same thing, it's got just a little bit. I had to order a bearing, so I'm waiting on it. When it gets here, we'll put it on and see if it works. All right, so we got our bearing in from my favorite company, McMaster Car, because they get me stuff so quick. I ordered it yesterday, got it first thing this morning. We're gonna get it installed and get this back on the machine. It's a good press fit for sure. All right, looks pretty good. That's a wrap. So with the right tools, you can repair some stuff. And as a lot of y'all know, at the golf course, that's what we do. We fix stuff. But it is pretty rewarding to be able to weld something up, turn it back down on the lathe, and get a machine back up and going. So for any of the superintendents or directors of agronomy, if your EM wants a lathe, maybe check into getting one. So until next time, see you, bye.